Hi, welcome to a sewing week check-in. I feel like I've been in my sewing room a lot this week, and unusually for me I've got some projects that are still on the go. That's because I've got a lot of projects on the go. So a couple of them I'll get finished and chat to you about on Sunday, and I've got some fabric as well. I'm waiting for something else to come off Vinted, and so I'll just show you the fabrics and things on Sunday. I've had a Vinted account for a while, but I've not sold through it, but I've bought fabrics through it. But today I did list just 4 fabrics, pieces, remnants, and 3 of them sold like straight away. It's so fast, so they've gone. So I'm enjoying at the moment picking up some vintage fabrics from Vinted. That's particularly what I'm looking for, things that are like a little bit unique and different. So yeah, I'm just going to use any money that I sell to buy those if I want to. Okay, so I was trying to get context on what I've been making, because I started the week preparing for a trip to the lakes this weekend, which one of the girls isn't well, so that's been postponed, which is absolutely fine. But in my mind I was like, I'm not taking the overlocker, I'm just taking the sewing machine, so I'll prepare things that I can just sew on the sewing machine. And you know, when your brain's just not capacity, then I had Sawtoon. I was like, what am I taking there? Anyway, as the week's gone on, I have been to Sawtoon on Wednesday, and also because I'm not in the lakes, it means that I can go to Mine Mags and Dawn's social on Sunday. So today I've cut out the fabric that was in the last Fabric Obsession box. I've cut that out to sew up, well, some of it, and because it's a big piece, and yeah, another top to sew, both of which can be done on an overlocker. So I'm going to just take the overlocker on Sunday. Did you need to know that? Probably not, but I'm just sharing. So yeah, there's something in progress. I'll talk through that with you on Sunday, because I'll talk about how I've used amendments to a pattern that I've already done to work out how to do that one. Right, I'm going to get on with it because I feel like I'm just jabbering on. I am quite tired today. If you think, like, what are you jabbering on about, Alison? So, I had this pair of lane pants. I made them, I don't know, a couple of months ago, maybe just before Christmas. And they were doing that thing that I needed correcting, so I've corrected it. I wasn't sure whether to use the fabric and do something else, but in the end I thought actually that's quite an easy correction. So because I've got the corrected pattern piece, all I did was, when I make trousers, I always turn one leg inside out, put it inside the other one, and sew around the crotch curve. So I basically marked with a clip which was the front crotch, because the back crotch is fine, and put one leg inside of the other, and then I used a removable heat marker to put the pattern piece on and mark what I needed to remove. So when I did the adjustment to the rise of the lane pants, you'll know from a couple of vlogs ago, I used the hip line to make that adjustment. However, obviously these are already made, so when I've adjusted it, it just takes some volume out of the top of that pattern piece. So basically I've lowered down the front pattern piece to follow that. It just makes them more wearable, because they're this sort of raspberry coloured cord, which is mulberry from First for Fabrics. And yeah, you know, I'm not going to be wearing cord trousers for many more months, certainly sort of March, maybe into April, not sure. So that just makes them super wearable. So I haven't got a picture with those on because I've shared them before, but that was just that little alteration. So I'd already took the waistband off, I trimmed the top, overlocked the top, and then I stitched the waistband back on. And I just did one row of the top stitching. So what I used to do was kind of overlock the waistband on, but now I overlock the edges and stitch it on, and that means if I need to go back in and do an adjustment to the elastic to make them a bit smaller, it's a bit easier. So that's those done. Let's stick on the lane pants theme, because I have a pair, or had a pair, because they're about to go the journey, in a nice like chocolate brown denim that I've worn all winter, and as you'll have seen, I've altered them. However, I reached the point I've lost £34 now, and I was kind of saying to Carl, I don't think I can alter these much more, I need to make some new ones. And I already had this linen because I got it for Carl to make a shirt, but we've put the shirt on hold till he gets to where he wants to get to. So I think this is more of a a milky coffee, let's say, like a latte I would call it. Don't know how well the colour's coming up. It's from Pound Fabrics, it's their Rami linen. I'll put a link to it in the description box, and that should take you to the page that's got all the colours on, because I buy a lot of it. So yeah, the situation with the lane pants was basically, unless I was wearing my ready-to-wear jeans, I didn't have any trousers left because I had the waistband off them and the others are too big. But knowing my wisdom, I decided to put them on the other day, and I walked on air because I got so far down the stairs, maybe about 5 or 6 from the bottom, and then my big toe on one foot caught in the big flappy leg of the other foot because the crotch was down at my knees practically, and yeah, I flew through the air. And that's just what we need in our household, isn't it? Another accident. Literally for that moment I was like, oh my god, where am I going to land? Head, arm, shoulder, what am I going to break? Anyway, luckily I had hold of the rail, so I actually landed foot flat on about 2 steps down. That was a close call, and I thought, I need to stop wearing those trousers. So I've made another pair. Obviously this is to my amended pattern, and yeah, so there's nothing exciting to tell you about them. I will pop a picture in of them with a different sweatshirt that I had earlier. This is the Pattern Emporium Sweet Cheeks that I made. I did a little v-neck vlog a few weeks ago comparing this and the Charlie and the So Red Stevie v-necks. I do love it. It's like more jumper like. It's gorgeous. So in the picture I've got the Charlie sweatshirt with a round neck on with these. I took that earlier. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I decided on this one not to do, like normally I have this part with the elastic in but not stretched, and I sew up here and I do that flat, but because I've kind of taken the pattern in as much as I can at the waist to give it like a better silhouette, so I've not got bulk, I decided not to do that. And when I tried them on, I thought, I don't think it really needs it. So they maybe look a little bit more fitted on the picture than you're used to seeing. They're not too fitted, but obviously like in a matter of weeks I know I'm going to need to change them, so it's just easier to do that. It's quite a nice colour actually. I mean, I would prefer the darker one, I would say, but it's absolutely fine. It goes with that baby pink and baby blue and everything at the moment. So that's those. Hopefully I've popped that picture in and you can see them. So then when I went to Sawtoon on Wednesday, I took my Baby Lock Aspire lawn machine. So I just decided whatever I was doing there, I was going to make on that. I did have that classic moment. And I often say to people, turn the blade off when you're doing a sleeve. Did I turn my blade off? No. Did the fabric somehow, and I don't know how, it was like it was possessed, wrap itself around the foot? And was I nearly like, no? I mean, at this point, Tamlin was telling us about a disaster she'd had. I think Lynn had just said something and then I did this. It was like we were totally jinxed. Anyway, I'll show you that on Sunday. But I basically cut the threads, removed the needles, removed the foot, jiggled that out, and then sorted the fabric out, and it hadn't damaged it, thank goodness. Anyway, it was all right. So yeah, that was a little bit stressful. That was the end. So I'll finish that off, show you that on Sunday. But the other one I was working on was another of the Fibre Mood Roya. I couldn't remember the name, so I brought it. Now I know my printing's a bit rubbish. So this is the long sleeve, skinnier sleeve version. It's the one I did a few weeks ago. So you can do this sleeve dress, which is the one I've done and done previously. You can do, what's that one? You can do this sleeve dress, which is the narrower sleeve. They're all crew neck, or you can do the t-shirt version of either. Do fancy doing the t-shirt version of this actually. I think that'd be really nice. Don't know why I feel I have to peek around the corner to talk to you while I do that. So that's the one I did. I got this fabric from Charlotte So Affordable. Give her a follow on Instagram. She's had a lot of new followers recently, and she's just one lovely lady who works from home selling fabric really reasonably. So yeah, check her out, or check So Affordable out. She's now doing sort of not a live but little videos on Instagram where you can see the drape of the fabric, and I know that's really making a difference to her business, which is great. So this is it. It's a animal print, big shock, but it's a velour, and I just want to do that all day because it's like I can't purr. I can't purr. So that is the sleeves. So I've just done like that cover stitched hem. You won't be able to see it, I don't think. There's 2 lines of stitch in there. Did it on a wide cover stitch. I've not gone round the neck because on the last one, I think it with it being velour, I just found it sort of flattened the pile a little bit around there. So I've just left it. You don't need it. I did add on a little bit more length after I made the first one. Maybe 2 inches, I think I added to the length. I still put a 1 inch hem in, but that just makes it a little bit longer. So I did take a picture. I'll pop that in and you can have a look at that. So these are just very comfy, slightly warmer. This is better for me with a long sleeve t-shirt on if I want to layer up, because just with it being velvet, it's quite slippery. So if I put a cardigan on, I tend to end up a bit like this. But I've got some really comfy, like long sleeve bamboo Friday Pattern Company battle tops that are great for going under anything. Is that a free pattern? I think it is. So if I wanted to layer up, I'd just put that underneath. But they're great, kind of heading into spring. We're going to be heading into spring, and I have got some cotton jersey or viscose jersey, maybe. I think that I'm going to make this going into spring and summer. And also, I think I've got some red viscose jersey. I think I've maybe got enough of that I could make a t-shirt dress, because I just like, you know, that the sleeves aren't clingy and they're very casual. I think it's a bit it's a bit edgy. Check me out. So I have had things arrive. I feel like we've developed this saying in the sewing world, in my sewing room this week. So in my sewing room this week arrived my pattern that I haven't been on the fence with. I've been itching to get it since it came out. Anyway, I think I said to you last week that I'd ordered it. And it's here. So I'm hoping I can get onto this next week. I'd really like to. It's the Tessuti Alba, which are, let me read the crack. So it says the Alba pants are a stylish design featuring wide cropped legs with a subtly curved silhouette. The comfortable mid-rise waist has a faced flat front with an elastic back, a single button fly front closure, and back yokes give it a neat fitted hip and minimal waist gathers. Curved inset front pocket, single rear patch pocket, you could put both on if you wanted to. Back yoke, side seams and hems are all top stitched to look great. So it basically looks like a pair of jeans, like a wider leg, but not massively wide, I don't think. These are the shops were full of this style last week when I went. I'll show you the line drawn. I know I've shared it recently. So that's it there. I like the idea of this faced front, and I like the idea of the elastic at the back, so if I need to bring that in further I can just alter the elastic. So I don't think I've made a Tessuti pattern before, but I've got it, I've had it printed up, and I've got it in A0. It was out of stock in a lot of places in printed, and it wasn't sort of sure, it was just saying out of stock and out of stock. So in the end I searched for it and put in like Google search Tessuti Alba PDF, and I bought it from Tessuti and just downloaded the files. The only thing that was weird about the files was there's 2 pattern pieces, 2 A0, and they were both separate files, so when I was printing them I just had to attach them separately, but that's okay. And the fabric I'm going to use, let me grab it. This is the smaller piece. So this was one of the fabrics I got from Rainbow Fabrics in their Christmas sale. I think it was £4 or £5 a metre. And then there was like the ambassador code off or whatever. It wasn't very much. I think I got a 2 metre piece that was £10 and this was £5. So I'm hoping to get most of it out of the 2 metre piece and maybe just some pocket bits out of this and have enough of this left to make a beach bag, because that's what I wanted to do with it. I think it'd be really nice. But I kind of had to get out of my head on this because I love this. The minute it came out I was like, I want to make it. But then I got into the like, well, I'll wait till I get to where I want to with my weight loss. And what about the fabric? And I thought, just make it. Just make the bleeding jeans, Alison. And then when you're smaller, you can make the bleeding jeans again. And your denim was £10. So just make the jeans. Are you getting the theme? So I'm going to make the jeans. So I have got this. And although it didn't cost me very much, I don't want to mess it up. So I was going to put, I've got 2 pieces of denim, one's stretch, one's non-stretch. This is not stretch. And they're both about 1 metre squared. So before I put it on today, I thought actually they could be quite good for doing like a bit of a fitting toile on this pattern, and maybe keep the other one for something that I'm using stretch with, rather than selling it. So that's what I'm going to do. So rather than trace it, see, I've become shortcut Alison again. I just got it printed in twice. Because then I can use one as the alterations. I can use my crotch curve measurements from the lane pants, transfer it onto the pattern, see where it looks, because this says mid-rise, but I've discovered that I don't have as high a rise as I thought I did. Does any of that make any sense? I don't know. It's like I'm talking a foreign language, isn't it? But I just thought, get it printed twice while I'm on. It saves me a lot of tracing, particularly like for all the pockets and the bits of it. And then I can take that, try it, see what it's like. So that was my thinking. So the other things, let's catch up on Sunday. I hope you've had a great sewing week, and yeah, I'm looking forward to catching up. But if you're thinking, oh, you haven't made much, Alison, I've sewn for like 4 solid days, because I made the Margot pinafore, and then obviously I've made these other things, so it's been quite a busy sewing week, and this is the 3rd vlog that I've recorded this week. So yeah, it's been quite busy, but all good. All right, catch you Sunday. Bye.